Start with a simple but scary idea. If you blink, you die. This fort is the beating heart of SCP-173, known by many fans as simply the Sculpture. It is one of the most famous monsters on the internet. But it is not just a monster in a scary story, it is the single spark that started a massive online universe called the SCP Foundation. This universe is a huge shared writing project where thousands of people create stories about a secret group that locks away strange and dangerous things, and the entire project began with one weird statue. In the fictional world of SCP Foundation, SCP-173 is kept locked in a secure sealed room. According to the original story file, it looks like a tall, heavy statue, but the document says it's built out of concrete and metal bars with bits of old spray paint on its face and body. It does not look alive, but it is. However, it has a major weakness. It can only move when no one is looking at it. Very similar to that of the Weeping Angel from Doctor Who. If you keep your eyes locked on the statue, it freezes like regular stone. But the exact moment you blink or look away, it moves faster than your human eye can see. In a split second, it will rush forward and snap a person's neck. Because of this, the rules state that anyone who enters its room must go in groups of 3. They have to talk to each other and warn each other before they blink so that someone is always watching the monster. To make things even creepier, the statue leaves behind a nasty puddle of blood and waste when left alone in the dark. This means poor workers have to go in and clean the room every few weeks, risking their lives every time they need to blink. The real history behind SCP-173 is just as interesting as the story itself. As internet historians and gaming news sites like Kotaku have noted, it was born in the summer of June 2007 on a website called 4chan. An unnamed user posted a short story on a message board meant for creepy tales and paranormal events. The writer, later revealed to be a man named Wesley Williams, who went by username Moto42, did not write a normal ghost story. Instead of writing a spooky tale, he wrote it like a cold, serious government report. This dry, scientific tone made the story feel incredibly real. It was completely different from anything else on the internet at the time. People loved it so much that they started copying the style, making up their own weird items and monsters. And soon the SCP Foundation was born, moving off 4chan and into its own massive website filled with thousands of scary reports. The story of SCP-173 was gripping, but what really caught people's attention was the picture attached to the original post. It showed a strange, bulky, pale figure standing in a dark, rusty room. It looked almost like a giant, weird baby with stubby arms and a painted face. It was totally unsettling, but however, the picture was actually a photograph of a real piece of art. The statue is a real-life artwork named Untitled 2004. It was created by a Japanese artist named Izumi Kato. In real life, the statue is not made of concrete and metal bars, and according to the artist's records and art magazines like Art Asia Pacific, Kato actually made it out of wood, charcoal, and acrylic paint. The artist makes figures that look a bit like unborn humans to explore deep ideas about life and nature. The real statue was meant to be thoughtful and maybe a little mysterious, but it was never meant to be a bloodthirsty monster. And a photo was used for SCP-173, it completely changed how millions of people saw Kato's art. The rusty room in the famous photo was just a normal art storage room, but the internet story turned it into a gross, dirty prison cell. For a long time, Izumi Kato did not know his art was being used as the face of a famous internet horror story. When he finally found out, he was not very happy, and his deeply personal artwork had been He was not very happy that his deep personal artwork had been hijacked by a scary tale about a neck-snapping monster. However, he made a kind deal with the writers of the SCP website, and he allowed them to keep using the picture of his art on their page as long as nobody used it to make money. Forgive me if you heard that, my cat has found a Chub Chub lolly that he is deciding to flick around the room like a little ball, which he does quite a lot, if you heard that. Right, sorry, anyway. For many years, this deal kept the peace. SCP-173 even grew more popular, becoming the star of hit video games like SCP Containment Breach, which brought millions of new fans to the website, but as the fan base grew, the deal became much harder to protect. The story of the original image has a very clear ending. As years passed, the SCP brand grew huge. People online started making and selling shirts, toys, and posters of SCP-173. This broke the promise made to the original artist because people were using his art design to make money without his permission. The people running the SCP website felt guilty, and he knew it was unfair to keep dragging Izumi Kato's art into something he never wanted to be part of. As reported by Dread Central and announced by the official SCP Wiki staff, the site runners made a massive decision in February of 2022. Out of respect for the artist and to follow legal rules, they officially deleted the famous picture of Untitled 2004 from the website. When the picture was taken down, the original writer, Moto42, made a special request. He asked the website runners not to put up a new official picture to replace it. He wanted readers to read the words and imagine the monster in their own heads, just like reading a good book. This choice opened the floodgates for creativity, where fans and artists all over the internet began drawing and building their own versions of SCP-173 based on the written description. Some made it look like a giant spider made of metal, while others made it look like a giant floating pile of rocks. The statue lost its famous face, but it gained endless new ones. Even without the picture that made it famous, the story remains untouched, living on as a piece of internet history that proves how one simple scary idea can build an entire world.